Tom is in San Antonio. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Good, thank you, Dave. I had a question about a property that I sold a year ago. We had an agreement. They made a 10-year loan, and I'm financing it for them. But we had an agreement that they would be able to pay it off after 2 years. They've paid up to exactly 1 year so far, and I just want to know now they're wanting to pay it all off. And if they paid it all off now, I think the interest I would lose would be about $45,000. And I'm wondering if I should go ahead and take the money and invest it, or stick out for the next year.
Wow. So you're charging what kind of interest rate?
6.5%.
Wow. Okay. And so this is like $800,000 loan?
The actual loan amount was $708.
Yeah.
$750. Okay. So about $709.
Okay. So $45,000 the interest for 1 year at 6.5. But they've been able to get a loan better than 6.5.
Well, they wanted to pay it off sooner anyway, and my attorney decided it would be beneficial if we say, well, you can pay it off early, but not until at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they agreed to that.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're getting a loan somewhere else or they've just got the money.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's a commercial property, and when I owned it, the occupants were paying $8,000 a month rent, and the people who bought it, their payment to me is about $4,700 a month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They've gotten another loan. Okay. Just took them a while to get a bank.
I didn't even think of that, but I guess that would make sense. With 6.5% interest, they probably got a much better interest rate.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much in a 3% whirl. Trying to think what I would do if I found myself in this case. Okay, here's what's running through my head. I'll just go ahead and say it all out loud so you can kind of calculate it with me, Tom, okay?
Okay, sure.
Number one, there's the $45,000 that you would have gotten had they taken it all the way through 2 years. How much did they put down?
They put down, the selling price was $750.
Okay, so you've got a loan almost equal. You've got a loan very close to equal to what the property's worth.
Right.
So you don't want this property back.
No.
Okay.
No. The main reason I sold it is because it's in El Paso, and I'm 550 miles away in San Antonio.
But you don't want it back. I mean, if they had put down $200,000 and you could take it back for $500 and do it again, you'd do it. I'd take that, right? But you don't have any equity here. Sure. You're not going. So they're not threatening to hand you the keys, but I'm just saying that kind of tells me how much hardball you want to play. Not much. Because you don't want this thing back. We want to work this out. Okay?
Right.
So
definitely.
What I would do is say, I was supposed to get another $45,000 out of you guys in interest. I will let you pay it off early and negotiate a prepayment penalty. That is not $45,000, but less.
I thought about that, and I was thinking maybe throw out maybe half.
Exactly what I had in mind.
25.
I might even say 20. Okay. Say if you'll pay me half of what you were going to pay me, they're probably, if they're getting 3%, that's still it doesn't really save me any money. Doesn't save money. Close enough though. I mean, 15 to 20. If you could get the information out of them in the discussion as to what they're doing and what their interest rate is, then it would tell you how much it's going to save them. Like if they got a 2%, then they'd save 4.5. You can calculate out. Don't take the whole 4.5, but take a chunk of it, right? But if they're getting a 4% and they're 2.5, and you're offering, and the savings you're offering them is equal to 3, they're not going to do that.
I don't know how I'd find that information.
I would ask.
Yeah.
You think they would just tell me?
Yeah. I'd just say, why are you paying it off?
Okay.
Oh, you got another loan? Cool. What was the rate you got on the new loan? I'm glad you were able to get a better rate because I want to work this out with you. I don't want to charge you the whole interest as a prepayment. I want to let you go, and I'd love to have my money. I got some other stuff I can do with it, but let's work this out for a win-win where we kind of meet in the middle.
Okay, and
don't charge them a penalty that is greater than their savings.
Right. There you go.
Right, I get it. Okay, so if we come to an agreement, then I should probably have my attorney drop the thing I'm
Yeah, it should be a one-page thing. It's a
Yeah,
release.
nothing
It's really a release provision. I agree to release the thing, and I'll give you a deed release on this. I'll release and cancel the note for a payment of X plus X penalty. The actual principal balance plus a penalty of $21,000 or a penalty of $17,000 or whatever you come to agreement to, right?
Yeah.
That seems fair. They're getting out,
Yeah,
and you're not going to take all of it, because I bet you they're not saving $45,000. By the way, by doing this a year early, they're thinking that you're just going to go, "Hey, I want my money," which most people do, by the way. So nothing wrong with what you're doing. I'm trying to take a little tougher stand, just because it sounds like they have a real reason to do this. But there's nothing wrong with asking. I just like having a great conversation, because if I get information, I can design a deal that's good for them and good for me.
Right.
I see.
I'm not trying to screw them. I'm just trying to design something, because if I was trying to screw them, I would just go $45,000, right? And they're not going to pay you off. Then they're going to sit there another year. Because they're not. I'm guaranteeing you they didn't get a rate low enough on a commercial building of $700,000 loan, cheap enough that they're saving 50 cents on the dollar here.
Now, Dave, let me ask you this question. Would it be a bad idea? Let's say if they come back and say, yeah, we got an interest rate for 3.5%. Would it be bad to just renegotiate the contract with him and say, all right, I'll go down to 3%, as long as you all sign at least a 5-year deal?
I'd let them go ahead and get their new loan, because they might lose the loan over the coming year. Or the rates might tick up over the coming year. It could change the deal.
I got you.
But that wouldn't be a bad thing either. If it was a longer than 1 year,
yeah,
I might consider just lowering my rate if you want to be in the mortgage business. Now, that's the other side, Tom, of this discussion.
Okay.
Is if you push this and you end up with this property back, that's a bad thing.
Okay. Okay.
That's why I don't carry notes back when I sell property. I will sell a property cheaper as long as I get all my money than if I carry a note back. The only way I want to carry a note back is what we used to call in the business happy loans.
Okay.
And a happy loan is you get a good enough interest rate, and which he did. He got a great interest. 6.5 in this market is a booming interest rate, right?
Absolutely.
And you get enough of a down payment that you're happy if they pay, because you love the interest rate, and you're happy if they don't pay, because you're happy to take the property back.
Yep.
And so if you put $200,000 down on this deal, and I'm getting it back for $500, and it's worth $750, I'm not mad about taking it back, because I can make money on the flip again.
Yeah.
But he's not got any margin on taking it back, because he didn't get enough of a down payment.
I like it. Now, here's another question, Dave, and I'm asking because I'm learning. I'm learning on the Ramsey Show. And charge it to my head if I ask the wrong question. But I'm asking and learning. I'm debt free, got my money, you know all that. And if I go out there and do something like that and charge someone interest, do you suggest that people do that or not?
No,
do that?
I would not do that, because
Okay.
I think you can take that cash and make more than 6.5 on it.
I got you.
Either by buying more real estate, you can
Yeah.
make a better rate of return than that if you're careful.
Yeah.
And or investing in good mutual funds, you can make a better rate of return than that if you're careful.
There you go. I thought so.
And so, while that property's going up in value, your note's not changing. It's actually going down. So you're better off if you're going to collect payments off a building, you're better off to collect rent and be the owner.
Yes.
Than you are collect payments off a note.
Thought so.
And so, but if you're going to carry a note, then get a good high interest rate and get a good strong down payment, a happy loan. Happy on both ends. But I don't recommend that. That's why I don't carry it.
Yeah.
Because I figure if I'm going to sit here and worry about whether somebody's going to pay me monthly, I'm going to worry about the renter while this thing's going up in value, right? And I get the upside.
Yeah.
So you don't get any upside once you step out of the ownership role and become the bank.
Thought so. Just wanted to ask.
It's a good question. It's a good discussion. And it's something to think through. That's an unusual question in these times, because interest rates are so low, very few people carry back owner terms in this situation.